Welcome back to our practice today. This class is going to introduce you to the back chain of your body. So all the muscles on the back side of the body, from the back of your neck, back of your shoulders, low back, all the way down your glutes, your hamstrings, your heels, soles of your feet. And if some puppies roll into this video, they are friends. All right, let's come down onto your back and take this block like we normally do at the back of your head. Go lay down. And then from here, I just want you to make sure that the edge of the block is right at the base of your skull. Knees can be bent, feet on the floor, hands can be wherever they feel comfortable. And you can think about kind of tucking your chin down a little bit so that you really feel the edge of that block. And then just taking a few deep breaths since we are right here in the middle of the workday. Let it all go. Let your shoulders relax. Maybe imagine that back chain of the body settling a little bit. Big breath in and let it all go. And if it feels good to rock your head a little bit side to side on this block, you're welcome to. Noticing some muscles that might be a little tender here. Feel free to stay if you find a tender place to just pause for a moment and breathe through it and see if it will melt a little bit. So the back chain of the body is really strong. It's what helps us stay upright. It's what helps us move really well, the glutes, the big movers of the body. But it can get tight, especially if we are seated at our desk a lot of the time, if we are doing a lot of biking or running, we might notice tighter hamstrings, calves, things like that. So today we're gonna greet the back body, strengthen it, and stretch it out. So let's take this block away. And from here, I want you to just put your head on the ground. Hands can be on your hip points, the front hip points, and I want you to stand in both of your feet and lift your hips off of the ground. Right away we feel the glutes, the hamstrings, everything starts to kick on, and then you can lower and lift. And I just want you to be mindful as you come up and down that the pelvis stays nice and level. So that's why our hands are here, because it helps you feel if one side is moving a little faster than the other. And you can sync them up and level things out. Right away, you're probably going to start to feel the back chain, the glutes, the hamstrings, the back of the legs. And we really want to try to guide that strength into the glutes in this position, because they are really what is lifting your pelvis off of the ground. And just simply this lifting and lowering can really unwind some tension that we get sitting at a desk for a long time, because it's active hip extension and we're stuck in flexion when we're sitting at our desk. So probably feeling the glutes for sure now. Let's put the hips down on the ground. Wiggle walk your feet together so that they touch each other. And then you can take your knees out to the side just a few inches so those knees kind of open up just a little bit. And then we'll lift the hips again. And you'll probably feel even more of your glutes now because the legs are in this little bit of external rotation. You can keep your hands on your hip points, noticing which side works a little more, which side feels like it leads the way, and seeing if you can level that out. Good. So now the glutes are really working for us today. Good. Let's bring it all the way down and pull your right knee into your chest. Give it a little squeeze and send the left leg long. I want you to pull the left toes back towards your face and imagine pressing through the bottom of your left foot to get a nice stretch in the front of the left hip. And you could even squeeze in the left glute a little bit, the one with the leg that's long, to feel a little bit more opening on the front of that hip. So when we activate the back chain of the body, the front opens. And then let's just switch sides. So you can just pedal these legs. Send the right leg long, press the bottom of the foot forward, pull the left knee in. If it pinches in the hip, you can always take it to the side a little bit. This time you squeeze in the right glute, feel the front of that right hip open up a little bit. And we activate the back, the front of the hip opens. Good. All right, we're gonna keep utilizing these glutes. So pull both knees into your chest and rock a little bit. Let's lengthen in the low back, another spot that feels a little tight when we're sitting a lot. Last month, we spent a lot of time giving that low back some love. And then we are going to bring the feet back down to the mat, and you can widen them on the ground. So I'm almost standing on the edges of my mat. Heels are pretty close to the body, and then you're gonna let your knees fall to the left, like dominoes. Both of them go to the left. Now, right away, we feel some opening in the front of the right quad and hip. But I want you to think about squeezing in the right glute to accentuate that sensation. It almost feels like you're trying to kind of press this right foot down into the ground a little bit, almost trying to lengthen your right knee away from you. And you'll get more opening here. Good. Let's take the knees up and over to the other side. Same thing. Activate the left glute. Give it a little squeeze. And if you can't find it with your mind, take your fingers and give it a little poke. There's no harm in that. It's really actually wonderful for your brain to get a little tactile feedback. Reminding it where things are, rebuilding neural pathways, connection to the body that may have gotten fuzzy or lost. Getting this nice stretch in the front of the left hip and the left quad. Good. And then you can come back. Let's pull the knees into the chest. Rock again a little bit side to side, massaging the low back. And then hold your left knee in towards your chest. Extend your right leg long up to the ceiling. And I want you to think about pressing your heel to the ceiling while your toes pull back. And then just point and flex that foot. So we're just going to give a little tug to the back of the right leg. What's fascinating to me about the back chain of the body is that this fascia wraps around the bottom of your foot, your heel, all the way down your calf, your hamstring, all the way around the back chain of the body. And it goes all the way up the back to your skull. So everything is so connected. Let's switch sides. Hug the other knee in. Left heel reaches for the ceiling and we point and flex. And we feel that little tug of all the connective tissue along the back of the left leg. Good. Nice. And then let's pull both knees into the chest, take your feet up in the air, and then just rock forward. So we're just gonna use that little bit of momentum to come up. You can bring your blocks around to the top corners of your mat, and then we're gonna come around onto all fours. And from here, I want you to find yourself in this tabletop position, quadruped. Tuck all 10 toes under, and you're gonna sit your hips back towards your heels and push your hands into the ground a little bit to stretch out the bottoms of your feet. So that fascial line that I've been talking about, that connective tissue that runs through the bottoms of the feet and around the heel, it can get so stuck, right? Especially if our feet are crammed into shoes all the time and we don't take time to stretch them out. Let's shift forward, get our wrists ready to weight bear a little bit. Bear some weight on your hands and then sit back, press into your feet, really stretch out the bottoms of the feet. A couple more like that, rocking forward and rocking back. rocking forward, and then rocking back. And I like this because it prepares the wrists and the feet for our practice. Let's shift forward, stacking shoulders over wrists. Look forward, let your belly drop, your tailbone lifts. The back side of the body in the low back, mid back is all shortening, and the front is stretching. Now we're gonna press into the hands, dome in the upper back, let your head drop, and stretch between your shoulder blades and the mid back, the back of the ribs, the back chain of the body that lives in the upper body. And then let's come forward. Let the belly drop, tailbone lifts. Maybe you pull on your hands a little bit. They're stuck to the ground, but think about pulling. And then let's press. One more time. Dome in the upper back. Spread through the shoulder blades. Push into the ground. Any little wiggles are welcome. Shift side to side. Just exploring that tension on the back chain of the body. Now, from here, you find neutral, so you can kind of neutralize your spine, shift back forward. Toes are still tucked under. We're going to lift the hips up for a downward facing dog. And you can pedal your feet out, bending one knee and then the other, dipping one heel low and then the other. And again, just noticing how this all feels on the back line of the body. Good. And once you get used to that down dog, once it kind of settles in, taking a big breath, find stillness. Exhale, let it go. And then lower your knees. Sit hips back towards your heels. You can untuck your toes now and find a child's pose. Just stretch through the shoulders. Breathe into the back ribs. See if you can press that breath into the back body. Widening the rib cage. Good. And then take your hands and slide them back underneath your shoulders so that you can come up. Bring your knees together. Let's come up to tall kneeling. And we're going to take the arms up overhead, taking a big breath. And then pull the elbows down into this goalpost position. And you're going to feel your shoulder blades awaken on your back body. Reach up and breathe. Exhale, pull down. Find your shoulder blades. Create your own little bit of resistance. Reach up and breathe. And pull down. And notice that when you contract the back side of the body, when those shoulder blades start to engage, we feel some opening across the front of the chest, right? When we squeeze in the back, we open in the front. Reach up and pull down. Good. Hands come down to your hips. You step one foot forward at a time and you rise to stand at the top of the mat. Here we go. We're going to start to move a little bit more and get to know more of this back chain. Arms go up overhead. Big breath in. Hinge at your hips. Bend at your knees. Forward fold. Hands can come down to blocks or the mat. You step your right foot back. Lower your right knee down. Arms go up. Stacking up your joints. So I really want you to feel that your pelvis is stacked over your right knee that's on the ground. Left hand is going to come behind your pelvis. Right arm reaches up. I want you to take those left fingers that are behind you and tap your right glute until it turns on, until it starts to work. And then lean to the left a little bit, lifting up and out of the right side of the body. So now we're utilizing the strength of the back chain to stretch the side seam. Good. Hands come down to your blocks. Let's flip them to the tallest setting. Pick up your back knee and straighten your front leg. Pull back any amount, right? So maybe this front knee stays a little bit bent. You can rebend that front knee and then pull back. So now we're stretching the entirety of the back of the left leg. Rebend and pull back. Good. Rebend it, step forward. Hands come to kneecaps. You find length in your spine from tailbone to crown of head, and then you stand up using your glutes. Arms go up overhead, big breath in. Forward fold, exhale it all out. Hands come down to blocks, left foot steps back. Lower your left knee down, arms go up. Same shape other side, right hand comes down. We're stacking the pelvis over the bottom knee. Right hand goes behind you. You tap your left glute until it activates. Reach the left arm up. Lean to the right. Stretching through this left outer hip. And you might notice that one side feels a little tighter than the other. It's pretty normal. Just have one hip that feels a little bit more secure, a little stronger, and in turn, a little tighter. Let's take hands down to blocks, flip them to the tall setting, and pull the hips back, straightening the front leg any amount. If you'll notice, my spine is still really long, right? I'm not rounding and tucking my head under, but I'm thinking about length. Rebend the front knee, and then pull this right hip crease straight back. Rebend the front knee, and then pull this front hip crease way back any amount. Rebend the front knee, step the back foot forward, flip your blocks back to medium, hands to kneecaps, find that length, tailbone to crown of head, and stand. Arms go up, big breath in. Exhale, fold. Hinge at your hips, bend at your knees. Right foot steps back. We're going to take the feet a little bit wider left and right so that you feel like your feet are on railroad tracks instead of the center line of a tightrope. And you're gonna walk your hands up your front leg and we're gonna find high crescent lunge. Here come those goalpost arms we've done before. So you pull the elbows down. I want you to find the energy in the back of the body. Reach up and pull down. Reach up and pull down. Good. Reach up. Hands come down to your hips. You tilt into this tilted crescent. So right away we feel the left hip, the front hip a lot. Your hands are gonna stay on your hips, and I want you to lift and lower this back heel a little bit while we're in this tilted crescent. It's strong. It's heavy. The front leg is working. And then from here, I want you to start to shorten this stance. So the right foot's gonna hop forward a little bit, sink the heel, and then push, hop forward a little bit, sink the heel, hop forward a little bit, just a tiny bit each time. And then once you get close enough, we're gonna start this little B stance step. So I'm still bent in this left leg. I'm gonna bring the right ball of the foot, the toes, next to my left foot, and then I'm gonna slide it back again. Left leg doesn't move. Right leg is mobilizing, and the left leg has to hold steady. So I hope that you feel the back chain of your left leg. I feel mine a lot. Keep going, sliding that right foot forward and back. Woo! Good. Now this left leg needs a break, so we're gonna step the right foot back, lower the right knee down. Right hand comes to the floor and the left arm reaches up, and we take some weight off that front leg. Ooh. Nice. Good. Now, left hand comes to your hip, and the left leg goes back and hovers over the back of the mat. So now this left leg gets all this extension. It feels pretty great. Let's put the foot down on the ground and give it even more of a sensation of that. Left arm reaches all the way overhead. Push into the grounded hand for a big side bend. Stretching out some of that work. Left hand comes down to the mat. Left knee comes in for tabletop, quadruped. Here's your cat-cow. Look forward. Round, press the ground away, stretching in the back body. Come forward, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Good. Now find neutral. And you're going to slide your right toes back, extending the leg. I want you to take your left hand for a moment to your front body, to your low ribs, your low belly. And I want you to imagine a gentle hug from someone just kind of lifting up the front body. And then we're gonna hold that steady as we put the left hand back down on the ground. Don't lose that sensation as you squeeze in your right glute and hover your leg. Hold it steady. Left arm reaches forward. We balance in this bird dog. Hold steady. I want you to see if you can find the connection from your right glute across all the way up to the left shoulder Everything working together. It's strong. Breath is with you. Left hand comes back to the floor, right toes come down. Left foot steps back, and then you can lower your knees right away. Slowly lower your body all the way to the floor. And here's a cobra pose. Shoulder blades draw together. You lift your chest a little bit. Hands are stuck to the mat, but they feel like they're pulling on the ground as if you want to slide your body forward. And you feel this huge contraction in the back chain of the upper back and mid back. Maybe you even hover your hands and you feel even more of that connection. Legs are active. Good. Hands come back down. Press up and back. Here's your downward facing dog. And once again, you get to stretch out the back chain of the body, pedaling your feet, pressing through your hands to lengthen through your spine. It's not just the back of the legs, right? We feel a lot of space along the spine and back of the ribs. Good. Let's see if we can walk the feet all the way forward to the top of the mat. Feel free to move your hands to blocks along the way to bring the floor up a little bit. Hands come to kneecaps, you find all this length. Drive your feet down and rise to stand. Arms reach up overhead, big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Good, hands come down to blocks. Left foot steps back. Let's see if we can do all this on the other side. You're gonna widen your feet so you're on the railroad track feeling. One foot on each track. And then you can walk your hands up your front leg. Arms go up into the air. And here's your goal post. You activate the back body. Reach up and breathe. Find the shoulder blades on the back. Reach up and breathe. Shoulder blades, pull down. Good. Now reach up, hands come down to your hips and you tilt your chest forward, but we're not gonna collapse in the spine, collapse in the chest. We have this long line from the back heel all the way up through the crown of the head. And from here, you're gonna sink your back heel back and then tiny hop forward, like just a toe print, right? We're just kind of rocking, getting that stretch. And then once we arrive, keep the front knee bent, hands on your hips. You slide the left foot in and then slide it back. So I don't have very much weight on my left foot, right? It's just kind of tapping forward and tapping back while this right leg holds really steady. You should feel your right glute big time holding this position with lots of integrity. Your breath is still with you. I know it's strong. But so are you, and so is the back chain of the body, right? Let's step the left foot all the way back, lower the left knee down, left hand comes to the floor. This front foot gets a little less weight on it, and we reach the right arm up. You can pause for a moment. Good. Right hand comes down to your right outer hip, and we swing this front leg to the back. Let it hover. Gets to stretch out a little bit from all that work, and then we put it down on the mat. Right arm reaches all the way overhead, and you push your left hand into the ground, arcing through the right side ribs. All right, here we go. Right hand comes down. Right knee comes in. Here you are, tabletop. Get it all settled. Look forward, let your belly drop, tailbone lifts. Back body contracts. Then you press, and it stretches. Look forward. And round. Now, we find neutral. Your left toes slide back. Right hand comes to the low belly, the low ribs, and you give a little gentle hug up into the body. And you don't lose that sensation as the left leg hovers. I really want you to squeeze in your left glute. And if you need to, reach around and give it a little tap with your right hand. Right arm reaches forward. Hold steady. Strengthen the bottom arm. Energy drawing up into the center of the body, but the left leg is being lifted by the left glute. The right arm is being lifted by all these muscles on the back body. Hold steady. Breath is with you. Good. Right hand comes down, left toes come down. Step into plank just for a moment. Lower your knees right where they are and see if you can lower to the mat all in one piece. Inhale for cobra. Elbows hug back, shoulder blades hug together and down your back, pulling on the mat. And then maybe you hover your hands and you get even more of that back chain activation. Good. Plant your hands, press back for down dog, lift your hips, pedal your feet out a little bit, ground down through the palms. Really press through your arms. And then we'll lower the knees. And you get a child's pose. Hands can go underneath your forehead. They can go overhead, just like a normal child's pose, whatever feels right. Knees can widen any amount. And you pause. And you breathe. And you collect your energy, your mind. Sort of like a little check-in, noticing where the thoughts have run off with themselves to something else, where we're starting to feel overwhelmed. And see if you can just bring it back to simple inhale and exhale. Steadiness. Focus. And we're going to add on to this flow a little bit. So when you feel ready, you can build up your downward facing dog. And we're going to walk our feet forward to the top of the mat. Hands to kneecaps. Long spine, and you stand all the way up. Coming from a child's pose all the way up sometimes can make you a little dizzy. Roll your shoulders out, spend a little bit of time here. Let things normalize. Maybe starting to feel some new sensations on the back of the shoulder blades here. All right, here we go. Arms reach up, big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come down to blocks, but they flip to the high setting. Right foot steps back. If you only have one block, remember you could always put it in the middle with both hands on it. That's helpful. Straighten the front leg any amount. Stretching through the back side of the left leg. Rebend it. Look forward a little bit. This almost feels like a cat-cow. Pull back. So we're getting stretch on the back side of the left leg. And then you look forward, rebend the front knee, sink the hips a little lower, and you get a big stretch on the front of the back leg, back and forth. Thinking about length in your spine the whole time. Good. Here's your high crescent lunge. So you set it up, railroad track feet. Hands walk up your front leg. Arms go up into the air. And then we goalpost. Find that goalpost shape. Really feel the back side of the body connect. And I want you to pause in this goalpost and then just pulse it back just a little bit. So we're really starting to feel the shoulder blades hug into the back of the ribs, activating all these muscles on the back side of the body. Good. Hands come down to your hips. Tilt forward. Lift and lower your back heel a little bit. And then slowly hop it forward. Good. Just a couple times we slide the right foot forward and then back. All the weight's in the left foot. This right foot's just kind of sliding on the ground. Good. Next time you send it back, maybe it hovers and you find yourself in a warrior 3. Arms reach out wide, palms face the earth. Shoulder blades draw together a little bit on the back. That small hug of the low ribs up and in. Step back, turn to the right side of the mat for goddess. Toes turned out, heels in a little bit, and you sit down. Right arm goes up at the diagonal, left arm to the bottom diagonal. They come together in the middle, and then they switch, creating like an X. So here's that back chain of the upper back again. You just pulse. Hold the low ribs in I know your legs are working. I feel them too. Good. Now, arms go up and you straighten your legs, kick your heels out a little bit. Forward fold, hands come down. Ooh, big stretch through the back of the legs. Let your head relax. Maybe you start to push the breath into the back ribs a little bit. Let your head and your neck go. Remember those connective tissues, that fascial line comes all the way up the back of the neck, wraps around the base of the skull and over your head. That's why sometimes if you get a tension headache that grows from your neck, you can feel it all the way up like a hood to your eyebrows or behind your eyes. Let's turn back towards the top of the mat. Lower your right knee down. Right hand plants. Left leg swings back and hovers. If you want it, you could add a little quad stretch here, shortening the back chain of the body so that the front can open, just for a moment. But then, I want you to relax your head away from your top shoulder if you have the balance, because you get this nice stretch along those muscles at the base of your skull and along the left side of your neck, down the top of the shoulder. When you're ready, you release your foot. Take that big side bend. The foot comes down, legs extended, left arm reaches all the way over. Ooh, big stretch. Good. Maybe you even turn your chest open a little bit. Look under your armpit towards the ceiling. Good. And then you come back to your quadruped, back to your tabletop. Look forward, cow pose. Oh, such a familiar place. Cat pose. Cow pose. And cat. Good. Pause, slide your right foot back. Hover it. Left arm reaches forward. Here we go. Hug. Elbow to knee underneath you, contracting the front body. And then extend, contracting the back body. Hug, front body. Reach, back body. Feel your glute every time you extend. Good, here's your high plank. Step right into it. Lower your knees or lower all in one piece. Baby cobra, shoulder blades draw together and down your back, look forward. Hands maybe hover, and then they can float back to a locust pose. So hands go back by your hips, palms face the earth, and maybe you hover your legs. And we feel the whole back chain of the body working together. You can look down just in front of you. You don't have to look forward too much to crane the back of the neck. Hands underneath your shoulders and you press back to a child's pose. Stretching out all those muscles that just work so hard. Sit back and breathe. Collect yourself. Check in with the thoughts that are running away with themselves. Gently, lovingly, with compassion, guide them back to your body, back to your breath, back to your mat. Steady inhales and exhales. Hands extend, downward facing dog. Shift and you lift. Walk your feet in. Find your blocks with your hands. Pause here in this forward fold. The right foot's going to hook behind the left foot. So you cross those ankles, right foot behind, snug it in, press your feet flat, relax your head, your neck, and your jaw. And I want you to notice, as you dangle here, as you drape your spine, does changing the stretch for the legs travel all the way up to the base of your skull? How do things feel a little bit different? Let's switch sides. Unhook the right foot, rehook the left foot. Press the feet into the ground nice and flat. Knees can soften if they need to. It's okay. Relax your head, your neck. Use your blocks for support. See if you can disengage the upper back, base of the skull. You can wiggle it around a little bit if you need. Ooh, get some little nice pips and pops happening over here. And then you unhook the feet, get them nice and underneath you. Hands come to your kneecaps. Breathe as you rise all the way up. Arms go up overhead. Good. Let the hands come down to your hips and we roll the shoulders a little bit. Things are feeling a little bit different, a little bit warmer on the back side of the body. Here we go. Arms reach up. We got one more side. Forward fold, hinge at your hips. Hands come down to blocks. Good. Left foot steps back. Remember, these blocks can grow. Straighten the front leg any amount, pulling the hips straight back, and then rebend the front knee, look forward, let your hips sink down, but don't lose the energy of the back leg. And it's typical sometimes for the right heel to lift off the ground. I want you to see if you can keep it glued to the floor. Really stretching through the ankle and that back chain of the foot. Good. Here is your high crescent lunge. So you find yourself on railroad tracks. You walk your hands up your front leg. Arms go up into the air. And then they goalpost. And you pause. You find stability, strength, this isometric hold here. And then we're going to pulse the elbows and the arms back. So they stay in the exact same shape. They just pulse back a little bit. And I really want you to feel the shoulder blades on the back ribs. Good. Hands come down to your hips and you come into that tilted crescent, putting some more weight in this front leg, but not losing the back leg. Sink the left heel back, a little push forward, little push forward. We slide the left foot forward and back. Right foot or right knee stays bent. You're really hinged at this hip. Check in with your spine. Make sure you're not collapsing. Nice and long spine. Good. Next time the leg goes back, maybe you find your warrior three. Arms could come out by your sides, palms facing the ground. This feels just like where we were on our bellies a moment ago. Good. Step back, turn to the left side of your mat for goddess. Toes turn out, heels in. Good. Right arm up, left arm down. Pulse, bring them together in front of you, and then change the diagonal. And feel the connection between the bottom of one shoulder blade to the middle and the upper of the other. They help each other out a little bit. There's all these X's across our bodies. Cross chain. Good. Here's your wide-legged forward fold. Heels kick out, legs straighten. You can reach up for a star pose, get a big stretch, and then forward fold. Relax your head, your neck, your jaw. Stretch through the back of the legs. Little inversion. Dropping your head below your heart. Good. And then let's turn back towards the top of the mat. Left knee comes down, left hand comes down. Right leg sweeps back. And here's that quad stretch. So you can bend the right knee, catch your foot, think heel to the glute, hug that front body, low ribs back, just like we did with our hand in the bird dog. And then you're gonna relax your head away from your top shoulder and see if you can get a little tug there along the back chain muscles that go up to the skull. Woo! Good. Release, extend the leg and put it down on the floor so you can get your big side bend. Reach, 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 reach overhead. Maybe look under your arm. Turn your ribs towards the ceiling a little bit. Woo! And then bring it back around, quadruped. Here's your familiar cat-cow. Home base. Find your breath a couple times through. Good. Find neutral. Left leg slides back. Hover the leg. Don't lose the front body. If you need to check in with it with your right hand, you can. Right arm reaches forward. Elbow to knee. Hug it in. We're almost done, you guys. Reach forward. Keep breathing. Hug it in. Reach. Feel the back body. Hug. Feel the front body. Reach, feel the back body. And then step into plank. Lower in one piece or lower your knees, that's up to you. Baby cobra, shoulder blades draw together so we feel just the upper body of this shape. Good. And then maybe your hands hover, and then you take your hands and extend your arms down by your hips, palms facing the earth. And you could hover your legs a little bit. Squeeze in the glutes, feel the whole back chain of the body. Remember not to crane in the neck. Both shoulders lifting the same amount, both legs lifting the same amount. And then hands underneath your shoulders. Press back, child's pose. Let yourself land. Find your breath. If your knees have been wide, maybe you bring the knees together in your child's pose. And then you breathe deeply into your belly. And notice if you get some more opening on the back chain of the body because there's compression in the front with the knees together. And the oxygen in the air has nowhere to go except back into the body because the front body's compressed. And we can let all of that stretch out. Good. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up to a seat. Roll those shoulders out one more time. Check in with your shoulder blades. Maybe you do both at the same time. Good. And then you can come around onto your back. However you want to get there is fine by me. And we're just going to stretch out a little bit. We've done a lot of work. I want you to feel your shoulder blades nice and flat on the floor underneath you. If you need to walk them under you, you can. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. We're going to give a good stretch to the back of this left hip. Left ankle over right knee, and you hug the shape of the legs towards you. Catch behind the right hamstring and rock a little bit. If the tailbone lifts off the ground, I want you to guide it back towards the ground so the spine stays long, just like it has in a lot of these other shapes we've done while the legs are working. Left side stretching big time. And the breath is continuing to settle in the body, right? Exhale's getting a little bit longer. Let's release the foot. Unwind and switch sides. Right ankle over left knee. Pull the shape of the legs towards you, keeping the tailbone pretty close to the ground. Rocking a little bit. Stretching through the back of the right hip now. We talked a lot last month about how if the hips are tight, if the ribs are stuck, the low back tries to do it all by itself. It tries to lift things, it tries to twist, it tries to do all kinds of stuff that it's not necessarily built for. It's built for stability. It's built for a little bit of flexion and extension, but mostly to a nice firm base for our legs to plug in to the rest of our body. Pelvis to plug into the upper body. And you can unwind, knees come to your chest, and you rock a little bit side to side. Giving that low back a little bit more of your attention. And one last little shape here. You're going to take your knees to the left, stack them up on top of one another, and then right arm's going to reach to the right. And I want you to think about maybe that gentle, tiny little bit of contraction on the back of the right shoulder. So almost kind of hugging that shoulder down towards the ground gently. This is not super intense. I want you to think like 15% effort. And you might find some more opening across the front of the right shoulder. Good. Knees come back in and over to the other side. Take some time in the middle. You don't have to rush. Go all the way over to the right. Left arm reaches to the left. Knees stay stacked on top of one another, and I want you to think about that little bit of hugging of the left shoulder blade to the back of the ribs. And notice if that changes the stretch a little bit. Remember, 15%. It's not a huge activation. It's gentle, subtle, just a little energetic intention. And see if you can notice where you're gripping a little bit. And can you soften into this shape? And when you're ready, your knees come back up. Give them one last little squeeze. Option for a happy baby if you know it and you want it. I'm just going to stay right here in this little hug. Maybe you pick up your head, tuck your forehead to your knees, give yourself a little squeeze. And then you can let your feet come back down to the ground. Take your fingertips to the back of your skull and lengthen your hairline up the back of your head so that the back of the neck's nice and long. Arms come out to the sides. Legs can go long in front of you if it feels okay. Remember, you get to choose a shape to rest in that feels right for you. Maybe you walk those shoulder blades underneath again. And you just pause. And you feel how the energy has shifted, how it's changed. Any new awareness that you have of the backside of the body. Any new freedom you have in the front body because you connected to that back body. And you just stay here with your inhales and your exhales. And the sensations that you're feeling in your one and only body. Taking a big deep breath, fill up. Open your mouth, let it go. Take your arms overhead, big good morning stretch, big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Step your feet back in if they went long. And then just roll to one side, whichever side feels better, whichever side feels like it's calling to you. And then just pause for a moment here on your side body. Put your hand flat on the floor. And just feel this grounded sensation underneath you, this connection to your foundation, to earth below. And then you can carry that with you as you sit up. You can come up to a seat and just pause and just notice how the body feels now. After a stronger yoga practice, I always feel a little floaty, a little ethereal. Just take a moment to soak that in. To carry that steadiness into the rest of your workday, into the rest of your life. And I invite you to stack your hands on top of one another, right over your chest. Let's take one last big breath in together. Fill up. Feel the back body expand as well. Open your mouth and let it go. Thank you for joining me on the mat, and may you go in peace. Om Shanti. 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 Peace peace, peace.